don't dare ask all those on their backs to readjust from there. So, however you'd like to lay on your back, just get nice and comfy. So all the way on your back, Holly. You were already doing it. Just feel the floor beneath you. Feel your clothes upon you. Let's check in with reality. A full check in with reality. So start by listening to the sounds way outside of our building. Then listen for the sounds inside the building, but not in the room. Listens for the sounds of the room. All those things that could potentially be distracting. But we're going to take the time this morning and just notice that they're there. Acknowledge their existence. And equally acknowledge that their existence doesn't have to affect us. So without necessarily trying to label the sounds you can hear, can you just sit there, or lay there, I should say, and feel the sounds coming to you? Not stopping and affecting you, but rather traveling right past you. Maybe some sounds feel like they go through you. Some sounds go over you, under you, or around you. My favorite facts of life. 2 things can be true at the same time. We can hear all those other sounds that could potentially be distracting. But also, we could focus on the sound of our own breath, our own inhale, our own exhale. And rather than being distracted, we're brought right back into the moment. It's not that we're trying to avoid sound or even label it in any way as good, bad, distracting, or helpful. It's just the beautiful reality that sound exists. And it has the opportunity to affect us in so many different ways. But now I'd like you to do a deep dive into your memory bank and start to think of all the amazing sounds that you've heard in your life. And I'll help guide you there a little bit. Can you think of some nature-y sounds that you've heard in your life? Your favorite music? Particularly the first song that just came to mind? What are some amazing words you have heard spoken to you? Can you imagine what it sounds like when your own voice says I love you out loud to another? Listen intently for the sound of your inhale and exhale through your nose. It's almost like the soothing sound of the ocean calling you home. Your own breath reminding you that you are exactly where you were meant to be. Now listen for the sound of your own sigh. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and make the noise as the breath comes out. Do it again, but now sigh for your neighbors and listen for the sound of all your neighbors. Do that 2 more times. A little more energy, a little more volume. Beautiful. Wiggle your finger and your toes. Feel yourself ready to awaken. And then stretch your arms overhead. Point your toes. Reach as far from the fingers to the feet as you can. Big breath in. And just kind of melt out of it, wherever that lands you. Bend one knee, foot flat to the floor, and then the other. Sway your knees. Maybe you want to hug your knees over your chest. Nothing wrong you could do here. Any sort of movement that calls to you. If your hands and arms and neck want to keep moving, keep doing that. And then maybe press your feet into the floor with your hands by your side. Lift your hips up. And then bring them right back down. And do that a couple times. Just feeling your spine lifting and then lowering. The pressure easing as the muscles engage. And the pressure of the spine growing as the muscles relax the spine back to the earth. Do it 2 more times. And hold. Draw your belly button towards your spine, but lift your hip bones a little higher. Lift the flesh of your thighs a little higher. Inhale, lift your heels up off the ground. Doesn't have to be far. Exhale, push your heels down. Do that part again. Lift the heels. Don't just lower, push your heels down. Do it one more time. Lift your heels, breathe in. And flat feet, push the heels down. Breathe out. Lift the thighs higher. Squeeze the belly button tight. And lower all the way down. Heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. Tip your knees together to touch for knock knee. Your feet wide, knees together, just creating space across your lower back. Bring your arms overhead or your hands behind your head. Maybe you want a pillow at this time. You're feeling a little luxurious today. And if you are feeling luxurious, I want you to first notice that yes, having a pillow feels nice. And then 2, acknowledge that you deserve like really nice, fancy, silk, expensive, way more than you could possibly imagine type pillow. Now just imagine your head right now being fully supported, the way the sides of your neck just kind of melt when your head is supported, your shoulders relax. Keep your feet where they are, but tip both your knees to the left. Lift your left foot and place it on top of your right thigh. A little bit of pressure on the right leg, bringing the inside of the right knee a little closer to the floor. Reach your right arm over to the right. Maybe even turn your head to look at the hand. You don't have to. But breathe here, slow, steady, in and out through your nose. Maybe once again, just focusing on the sound that your breath can make. And roll onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Hug your knees in tight or send your legs straight up for an inversion, whichever just seems like it's the most natural right now. And then when you're ready, follow your own energy. Step your feet down. Heel toe them as wide as your mat. Knees back together for knock knee, but this time sway your knees side to side. And tip both your knees over to the right. Lift the right foot up, place it on the left thigh. Maybe the left arm out to the left. Maybe gaze follows, all just a maybe because it's completely up to you. Just inviting the inside of your left knee closer and closer down to the right side of your mat. Slow and steady with your breath. Can you hear it? And unwrap, unwind, come to center for happy baby. Hug your knees wide over your rib cage. Maybe your knees wider than your armpits. Try to stack your heels right on top of your knees. Maybe hold the outsides of your thighs, your shins, or your feet. And if your feet don't want to stack over your knees, that's okay. They don't have to. It's all about the effort. We try, we fail, we learn, we try again. Yeah, whatever feels right for you. You want to rock side to side? You want to move the feet, extending one leg, bending the other leg? If it bothers you that the name of this pose has the word happy in it, I fully agree with you. I do not find this yoga pose to be a comfortable position to just hang out in personally. But let's make it slightly more uncomfortable. Hands behind your knees. Keep your legs wide and try and rock forward and back. Tailbone to your neck. Tailbone to your neck. It sounds easier than it's going to be. And then rock this shape all the way forward to a wide-legged seated forward fold. Landing with your legs wide, and walk your hands out in front of you, bowing over the wide legs that you landed with. Now shake out your head. Move any energy from your thoughts right up and out of the top of your head. You don't need to think in here. I'm just going to move and breathe. Right? Don't think. What an easy thing to say. What an almost impossible thing to execute. Walk your hands over towards your right leg. Just explore. Place your hands where you want to. Do you need to move your shoulders? Do you need to move your hips? Are you panicking? Whatever the answer was, just breathe. Turn it into a side bend. Plant your right hand inside or outside of the right leg. Lift your left arm up and over your head. Reach as far over your head as you can. But now while you're reaching, push your left buttock, thigh, and calf and heel down towards the floor. So the left leg is anchoring you down, and the left arm is reaching up and away. Take one more big breath in, and come back to center, wide-legged, seated, forward fold. Walk your hands over to the left leg. Just see what happens when you get there. Keep breathing, whatever your experience is. There's no right or wrong way to be feeling any of it. So now turn it into a new sensation. Turn it into your side bend. Plant the left hand down and reach the right arm up and over your head. As your right arm reaches up and over, push your right leg down, the hip, the buttock, the thigh, the calf, the heel. Oh, there's so many places that can push down. As much energy, though, through the back of the right leg as there is through the lifting and reaching of the right arm. So one more inhale, push and reach, breathe in. Back to wide-legged forward fold for the breath out. Take 2 breaths here. Ooh. Didn't mean to spotlight you guys. And lift up on the inhale. Slide both your legs all the way together. Intense seated forward fold. Bow forward. 3 flowing breaths. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, bow back forward, wherever that brings you. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow back forward. One more time to give us 3. Breathe in. And fold. Start to make your way to your hands and your knees. There's no particularly easy and or graceful way to get there. But once you get there, close your eyes, hang your head, and do whatever your spine would like you to do. And if you're not sure, then assume that what your spine is asking you for is stillness. The more time you spend here, if your hands, your wrists, your feet are asking for a new position so that they too can get a little just extra attention before anything specific is asked of them, you can do that. If there's anything you need to make sure you do on both sides, you can get that in. Now, that's not a requirement. Sometimes only one side needs something. I know personally what I need to do for the arm that I'm rehabbing is very different than what my other arm needs, and I'm certainly not going to give it, my good arm, all the attention that I need to give my injured and recovering arm. So no expectation that your practice is ever meant to be some sort of a mirror from one side to the other. It's all just meant to be authentic to whatever it is you're feeling today. So make your way to a downward dog. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees with your hips up high. Find any sort of movement there. Pedal your feet, wag your tail, just shake and move your head all around. Shift into plank on a breath in and hold there. Spread your fingers out wide. Try and press the center of your palms down as well as each and every knuckle. So look at your hands right now. You have a lot more knuckles than you were thinking. Each knuckle is pushing down on each finger. Now make your shoulders a little wider. Squeeze your belly button in, and without lifting your butt, push your tail back. Push your heels back. Keep those pushing back. Grip a little with your fingers and try and pull your collarbones forward, but keep your heels pushing back. I know it's so many things. Two things can be true at once, though. You can be pressing half of your energy to the back of your mat while you're pulling the other half forward. That oppositional force, you're creating isolated tension in the midline. The more you pull the ribs forward and you push the hips and the heels back, can you feel your side body getting longer? The space in between the hip bones and the rib? Hover your right leg on an inhale, and then push your hips up and back. Bring the right leg high as you exhale, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip, breathe in. Hold here, do whatever you want. You want to go to wild thing, you could roll to the outside of your standing foot so the heel taps down to the floor. Stepping the lifted foot, you got it. Yeah, you step it all the way off your mat towards my voice over on the left and reach your right arm up, little pelvic thrust. Lift your heart, big back bend. But now here might be the trickier part than getting there. Can you get back? Three-legged dog, your right leg high, breathe in. Look at you guys kick ass on that. Step your right foot to the front of your mat, but give yourself a whole breath with your hands down. And then use your inhale, rise up. When you stand, use your exhale to then settle your feet into the floor. Not so that they feel sturdy, steady, and balanced, but just to acknowledge that your feet are there. You planted them. Set your gaze. Reach your arms straight up. Breathe in. Try and bring your shoulders down and wide. Breathe out lots of space between your ears and your shoulder. For one shaky, awkward inhale breath, look straight up at the ceiling above you. And exhale, bring your hands down, step into plank. Your choice if you would like to keep your knees lifted or lowered. And inhale, breath to hold. Exhale, lower halfway down. Your low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, heart opener of choice on your inhale, knees and thighs down if you'd like. I prefer it that way. Exhale, back to a downward dog. Take as long as you want to get there. Now shake it out. Good energy, bad energy, weird energy, whatever came up, just kind of move it along. It's now old energy. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. When they arrive there, walk them up onto your shins. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, round and fold. Do that again. Inhale. Exhale, round. Rise into chair pose. Sit your hips down low. Reach up nice and high. And sit down a little lower. Take a breath in. Lift the heart just a teensy bit. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Lift your heart up towards your thumbs. Breathe in. And now twist to the right. Left elbow on or outside of your right thigh. Hold there. Breathe in. If you want to fly your arms out wide, you could do that. Maybe it's just one arm. Breathe. Sit lower. Breathe in. Sit lower. One more. Go as low as you want to go and rise to stand. Unwrap, unwind, lift up, maybe back bend. Swan dive forward on an exhale. Keep your fingers on the ground and inhale, walk yourself forward to downward dog. Exhale, shift all the way forward into plank. Do that shift. Back to downward dog, breathe in. Back forward to plank, breathe out. Two more times. Energy up and back. Energy forward. One more time. Look like ocean waves here. Hold your plank. Can you try and find a straight line from your shoulders, your hips, and your heels? Spread the fingers wide once again. Press your palms down flat. Engage each and every knuckle like it's trying to grow roots down into your mat. Two things can be true at the same time. Can you be shifting the energy through your heels to the back of your mat at the same time that you're pulling your rib cage and collarbones forward to the front of your mat? Hover your left leg off the floor on a breath in, and then reach it up and back. Hips go with you. Three-legged dog. Breathe out. Bend the knee on your inhale. Stay right there or make it into wild thing. Roll to the outside of the standing foot. Lifted leg steps behind you off your mat. Left arm high. Could you open the heart more? Lift the hips, lift the chest, and come back into three-legged dog. Breathe in. Step your foot to the front of your mat on your breath out. Keep your hands down. Full round of breath. Low runner's lunge. Lift the chest. Rise up on your inhale. Send all your focus to your feet on your exhale. They're there. They can shift. They can shake. That's okay. Set your gaze. Find your breath. Invite your arms up. Ribs might follow. But with the arms up high, keep the shoulders down low. As much space between your earlobes and your shoulder muscles as you can create. The balance you crave, it doesn't come from your feet ever. It comes from your breath, your gaze, and your mind. So knowing that your feet might feel unstable, that's okay. Breathe steady. Inhale, look straight up at the ceiling. Get shaky. Exhale, hands to the front of your mat. Step back into a plank. Hold your plank. Option to bring your knees down. Take a slow breath in. Heels go back. Collarbones forward. And exhale, go just halfway down. That's your Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep lowering or just lift the heart. Heart opener of your choice. Chest forward as well as up. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. When they get there, walk them up onto your shins. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, round and fold 2 more times at your pace. Inhale into a chair pose. Sit lower as you exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Now lift your heart higher to your thumbs. Breathe in. And twist to the left as you breathe out. Right elbow on or outside of your left thigh. Maybe flying the arms open. Maybe just one arm open. Other arm can stay flat on the heart if you'd like. Your version here. Breathe in. Sit lower as you breathe out. You remember perhaps from the other side. You're going to do that 3 times. Sit lower on the breath out. Don't rush it though. Slow breath in. Sit as low as you're going to go on this side. Rise up to stand on the inhale. Unwrap, unwind, lift up, look up, maybe back bend, and swan dive forward. Walk your hands forward into downward dog on the inhale. And knees down, hips and head heavy to the floor. Rest your warrior. Just notice where your energy's at. Walk your hands over a little bit to the left. Stack your right hand on top of your left hand. Move your head if you want. Now the hands are there. You don't have to think about those anymore. I want you to think about your hips. Push your right hip all the way to the wall behind you. Try and push your right hip through the hallway behind you. And just move the hip slightly forward and back. Maybe a little up, down, forward, and back. And walk your hands back to center, all the way over to the right. Left hand on top of the right hand. Once the hands are situated, they are good to go. Send the focus to the hips. Press your left hip back and push it farther and farther. The more energy of your left hip going back, the more expansion through your left side body. So now find a little bit of movement from the hip. Forward and back, up, down. Maybe it's just dancing through all those positions. And bring your hands back to the front of your mat. Come into tabletop, hands and knees. Breathe in. Tuck your toes, hips up and back, downward dog on your breath out. Take a nice big sigh. Breathe in. Clear all the old shit out. Right leg high to the sky. Inhale to get it there. Step your right foot forward on your exhale. Reach your arms up for the breath in for high crescent lunge, Anjanalayasana. And now sweep your arms back behind you and lean halfway forward on your breath out. Do that again. Inhale, sweep up. Now your choice. It could be exactly like you just did, or maybe when you lean forward, your back leg lifts. Breathe in, high lunge. Breathe out your version of airplane. It might be on the runway. It might be taking flight. Breathe in. It's not about being good at balance. It's about being uncomfortable. Attempting balance. Do it one more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Step the back foot down. Left elbow outside of your right thigh. Twisted lunge. Now look down at your right foot. Step your left foot all the way beside your right foot. Twisted chair at the front of your mat. You all have a stack of soft blocks. I want you to grab your stack of soft blocks and place them stacked one on top of the other on their lowest setting, their little hamburger bun style, right down over to the right side of your mat. And come back into your twisted chair. We're going to do some side crow push-ups here today. First, you're going to have to bring your right hip onto that stack of blocks. So the best way to get there is going to be lift your heels, turning this into twisted toes pose. Sit your butt all the way down to your heels and squeeze your legs together. Now taking your blocks, you're going to reposition them so that when you put your hands up and over your blocks, you can place the outside of your right hip on the blocks. So you don't want it too close. It definitely is going to have to be off of your mat. And then for continuity, make sure you're facing the same direction as everybody else. Your hands are reaching over the right side of your mat. And now, lift your feet. Maya knew what was going to happen here. So right hip is on the blocks. Readjust your hands so they're towards the side of your mat. And imagine your right elbow and your left elbow both trying to touch your blocks. So not out. Yep. So you're going to take your hands and rotate them a little bit so your elbows start to point in. You got it. With your legs stacked, your feet lifted without crossing your ankles. Ooh, that can be scary. Could you take an inhale, pull yourself forward over your fingertips, and now exhale, don't smash down. Could you tap your third eye, the center of your forehead, to the floor? Inhale to slowly press back up. Maybe the feet don't touch down. Exhale, could you do it again? Third eye tap. Maybe it's just trying. Inhale, lift up. Elbows are still squeezing in. There's an inward rotation of the arms. One more, third eye tap to the floor. Press only halfway up. Breathe in. We're going to make it extra weird. Your top knee, start to try to point it up at the ceiling. Step the left foot to the back of your mat. It's really awkward, I know. Walk your hands kind of forward and come back up into your twisted lunge. It was more accessible than you think. So the top leg goes towards the back of your mat. It's like this little weird limp noodle. And push your hands. You got it, Ashley. Your feet are there. Yeah. Both arms high overhead. Breathe in, high lunge with your right leg forward. And exhale, open up into warrior two. Bring your back heel down. Peel open nice and wide. Melissa's been waiting for that for like 20 minutes. Her body has wanted that warrior two. I'm sorry I made you wait so long. Reverse your warrior. Flip the front palm. Reach up and back. And then make your way to a side angle. Right hand to the floor. One of your blocks are on the thigh in some way. Reach the left arm up for side angle or over your head for extended side angle. Both hands down, step back into downward dog. One big old sigh. Breathe in. Left leg high on an inhale. Step your left foot to the front of your mat. Rise to stand, breathe in, come right into the twist, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Revolved, high crescent lunge. None of it is meant to be easy. It is meant to be challenging physically and mentally. Hopefully the combination of those two things makes it challenging emotionally as well. Inviting all the real world type feelings in. Now look down at your left foot. It's right beneath you. Step your back foot beside it. Turn it into twisted chair at the front of your mat. Ooh, you got it. And that was in unison over there. Grab your blocks. Bring them from the right side of your mat over to the left side of your mat. Your twisted chair, before it turns into side crow, turns into twisted toes pose. Toes pose being when you lift your heels off the floor and then you sit down really, really low, trying to squeeze your knees together. That one can sound a lot easier than it actually is doable. So from here, there's a little bit of trust that you have to create between you, yourself, and the blocks. Positioning your blocks over on the left side of your mat, about where you think you can get your left hip to. So that when you reach your hands up and over the blocks, you can sit the outside of your hip right up onto it. Maybe one day, instead of the blocks being there, you have your hip right on your outside, or right on the outside of your right elbow. So, excuse me, your hip is on your left elbow. Your right elbow is going to be holding your leg, because we start side crow using both of our elbows as a shelf, and then over time we start to lift the hip up and away as you build more and more oblique strength. But all this strength comes at the same time that you build awareness. So starting to lift both your legs, trying to keep your knees stacked, your shins stacked, your feet stacked, that awkward side crow position, little rotation of your hands. So your pinkies are rotating out and your thumbs are going just slightly towards each other. That's going to make your elbows point back at your block. And then from there, could you bend your elbows and delicately give the third eye a little tap to the floor? One side always feels a lot more accessible than the other. And then lift up slow and steady. One more time if you need it. And you're going to step it back into the lunge that we began in, starting to lift your top knee up towards the ceiling. It's almost like bound angle. Step the top leg to the back of the mat. Yeah, you got it, Holly. Walk your hands slightly forward and give yourself a little push up into your lunge position. Bring your hands down. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. Little heel toe action. Step your right foot, it's the back foot, outside of your right hand. Could be 1 step or 20 steps. Deep yogi squat. If you want to go into another arm balance, you want to go upside down, you can do that. But whenever you're ready, you can sit down onto your butt however you need to get there and turn it into happy baby, like in the beginning of class, even if it's more cranky baby at this point in time. Hopefully less cranky than earlier. Yep, grip with your fingertips, yeah. keep watching my finger. So your chin staying lifted not only activates the muscles in the back of your neck, but it uses the weight of your head to become the counterbalance that's pulling you forward. And the weight of your head is going to make your feet feel a little lighter. Versus if you tuck your chin, the weight of your head is going to pull you straight down, which is why you feel that like the second your feet lift, your head is going down. Yeah. Step your feet down as wide as your mat. Tip your knees in to touch knock knee. And sway your legs side to side. And when your legs sway over to the left, keep them to the left. Step your left foot up on top of the right leg. Our bound, recline, twist. If you have any other twist that you would like, legs stacked or right leg crossed over the left. Maybe the right arm out to the right. You decide how much of the twist is calling to you. We've gotten a good amount of twists today. And come back into happy baby for a little reset. Place your feet down as wide as your mat. Sway your knees side to side. And tip both knees to the right. Finding the bind or whatever stack you would like. Now grab your towels. Maybe your arm extends for the full twist. It's like a little treat when that opens. And then what is your grand finale pose today? Come back onto your back. Maybe it's happy baby, a bridge pose, a back bend, or an inversion of a sort. Maybe your final pose is to make your way right to Shavasana. You don't need to go anywhere else. You feel like you've been the places. You felt the stuff. You've done the thing. Not staying for long. So when you're ready, begin to release yourself all the way down to the earth. Then take a breath or two to find all the settling that may be required, adjusting of props, of clothing, readjusting of your body. And come and place a chilled towel over your forehead, your eyes. If you prefer not to have one, or just have it placed beside you, you can give me a little wave of your finger. Because you've done all the work. And now you get the treat to rest, to recharge, and to just be you. reacquaint yourself with the sounds of the real world. No need to label or identify. Feel the floor beneath you, the clothing upon you, the air around you, the cold cloth. And start to wiggle your finger, wiggle your toes, and lightly shift your head side to side. Invite each other back into the day with the sound of your sigh. Breathe in, release. And step your feet flat. Roll over to your right side. Pull the cold cloth around to the back of your neck. And slowly press yourself up to seated. However you end up, that's how you're meant to be. And sit up tall, hands somewhere near your heart space. Eyes closed if they opened. As we seal the shared practice this morning, one sigh, one om, one breath of silence. The first of those 3 breaths. Together now, breathe in. Joy for you equals joy for me, because there's happiness for us all when we watch each other succeed. So with a smile and a bow, repeat out loud, Sukha Mudita.